Welcome to the Deucecast Extra. We are back for yet another week of Moon Knight, episode 4 specifically, of course, and that is The Tomb, which is a great title of an episode. Another one directed by Benson and Moorhead, so very, I would say very expertly directed. I really liked pretty much everything about this episode.
Yeah, I think this is the best directed episode so far.
No, I totally. It looked great.
It's the best directed in my opinion, and the best episode of the show so far.
Definitely, yeah. I just watched it for a second time, of course, with closed captioning. I always watch it with closed captioning for the second time.
On the second time.
The second time. Yeah,
the second time.
I don't totally want to be distracted by closed captioning the first time I watch it, but the second time
Mikey, this pains me to hear you say.
Well, I mean, I just like watching it the second time with subtitles, but because you catch funny things like some random British slang word that Steven uses at one point in the episode that I never have heard.
They do a lot of good.
It starts with a P. Is he like plonked or ponked? It was such a weird I've never heard that British slang term, but yeah, something like that. I can't remember what he said.
I also have to give Oscar Isaac some credit. I've now listened to, I think, like 2 or 3 different podcasts with British people who have all been reviewing Moon Knight, and they all actually think his accent is perfectly fine and one of the better American British accents they've ever heard.
Oh, I totally agree.
It's solid, yeah.
What they talk about is it's not the typical British accent that people do from America. It's kind of just a normal London accent, was they were talking Essex accent or something like that.
Oh,
yeah, I thought very interesting.
Specific dialect.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
for
interesting.
a time in London when you're going to be down in the.
It's no Dick Van Dyke, but
right. It's no.
Hello, Mary Poppins.
It's no Lin-Manuel Miranda. Oh, dude. That took me so out of that movie. It
was an homage to Dick Van Dyke's accent.
Yes,
it was worse than Dick Van Dyke's accent.
Well, when you're doing an impression of a bad accent, it's probably not going to work.
I guess that's what he was going for, but man, it sounded rough.
Oh, chimney sweep. Hello there, Mary Poppins.
Already off the rails. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, what are we talking about? You're asking about this episode.
No, yeah. I mean, I was telling Garrison off air that this had all the elements that I kind of had wanted through the whole show, because it felt very much like an Indiana Jones adventure, or like combined with the Mummy a little bit. I mean, that's kind of like
a lot of fun.
The vibe I wanted through the whole show, and they finally pretty much gave it to me. Watching it the second time, much more scary than I remember it.
It's
being the
pretty
first
terrifying.
Time. Yeah.
It's not something for little kids at all.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's funny you say it, because my daughter was like, "Can I come watch it?" And I was like, "No, you can't watch this one."
That little priest guy that was
terrifying.
And just cutting that body up, I
taking
was like,
the organs out.
Yeah. I mean, that was a lot. So a lot of Egyptology.
The bone stab, anyway. Yeah,
the bone stabbing was good. Yeah, that was a great part. So one thing at the very beginning of the episode, when they're running from those guys, are those Harrow's men, or are they just some random people that were like grave robbers or whatever? At the very beginning,
I haven't seen it since last Wednesday, but I think they're Harrow's men. But either way, they got blown up. So
because Harrow eventually shows up in that tomb area, right? Doesn't he? So I mean,
he does. Yeah, I thought that's what I thought is all his men were with him down in that tomb, but I guess he had sent somebody to try and pick up Steven and Layla or something at one point, and she is pretty awesome in this episode. She is fearless.
I really liked her performance,
which we kind of like were leading up to that anyways.
Callum Way, is that her name?
Yeah.
What? Layla El
No, he was saying the actress's name.
Oh, the actress.
Callum Way?
Callum Way, something like
Callum
that.
Way, yeah. CALAMAYW. or
I
WY.
promise we're probably not pronouncing it right, but we're not gonna until I hear her say it.
Oh,
yes,
I'm sorry. It's Kalamawe.
Fatmatic's right. I mean, there wasn't any of the booby traps, boulders, and snakes. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't much of that, but it was good. Yes, I am also agreeing with Roth here that I'm glad that the scarabs did not crawl into his skin like in the Mummy. That was terrifying. I think that's in the very first Mummy, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of Egyptology, and Earl, I know you're our expert Egyptologist here. So all of these references,
wearing a different kind of doctor cap.
yeah, exactly. Dr. Earl?
Well, I don't know about that, but no. So this is where the map led them, right? I guess is what we assume. So at the beginning he's knocked out. She has to use those flares to drive off basically blows up that truck, right?
Yeah, exactly.
She's pretty awesome in that beginning. And then he wakes up, right? But he's still Steven, right?
Yes, at that point he's Steven. And in fact, like Mark is really wanting to take over the body.
Well, thank you. I do have my doctorate.
Yeah, Mark is talking to him through the mirror.
Yes.
During that stuff. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And he's really wanting him to take over.
Give me the body, buddy. Give me the body.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, that's not how he talks.
No,
I was doing Poe Dameron.
Yeah, you were.
Buddy, you made it, buddy. Give me my jacket back. No,
yeah, Mark's interested in coming back because he, wants to talk to Layla, obviously.
They're in danger. They're in a dangerous situation, having to go into a tomb.
Right.
And, he thinks he can better protect everyone if he's out in the body.
And then you have a little love triangle develop.
Yeah,
a very awkward one.
Maybe very awkward. Interested in Steven and
because you smell just like him. That would make sense, wouldn't it?
But then Steven does the right thing. He says, Mark.
Yeah, I did like that.
He pulled back. He was about to
kiss her. Kissed her in the end, but before she kissed him, he interrupted her to tell about the whole protection from Khonshu thing.
Yes.
Which,
But then he kissed her anyway.
So it was kind of
Mark is trying to protect you.
Yeah,
Mark really cares.
I like Mark was telling him before that if he does anything with his wife, he's going to throw him off the cliff. And then he proceeds to live up to that.
He punches him in the face.
He punches him, and then he throws him down the hole.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
punched. Yeah. He got punched.
So, I mean, the one thing that I'm not very clear, and I haven't read the comics or whatever, so I don't know exactly how this whole thing works. But with Khonshu being gone,
we don't know anything.
Why is the Mark and Steven thing still happening with Khonshu being gone?
That's a mental illness. That's not.
Or is it?
That's not.
That's dissociative identity disorder, Michael.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
maybe.
I guess,
maybe.
Since we last did our episode, I've read probably about 30 issues of Moon Knight, and
That's
very modern Moon Knight stuff. Oh, man, maybe more than that. It's been a long journey, depending on the run that you read in. Obviously, this show is going with the DID stuff. I think Warren Ellis's 2014 run said it was more like brain damage created by Khonshu, a cosmic god, blah, blah,
Thanks,
blah.
Khonshu.
Yeah, exactly.
You get a cosmic god in your
since
head.
they're going with an actual mental illness in DID.
Or are they?
Jeff Lemire's run shows us that mental illness has been present since he was a child. Stephen Grant was a imaginary friend almost that he played with as a child a lot. And we see that in Lemire's run. So that's pre-Powers, although Lemire's run also establishes that in the comics, Khonshu has manipulated Mark's almost entire life it's really complicated. We don't need to get into all that right now.
Now.
But I do not think Khonshu is as evil as he basically is in that Lemire run. But I think Amit's the bad guy here.
Yes. I'm guessing that Amit's the bad guy, and but I'm guessing we'll get Khonshu back.
Dr. Emmett, I like it.
Maybe I don't know, maybe in the penultimate episode, or Yeah, I think he needs to come back sooner rather than later because it is kind of.
He'll be back at the end of this next episode.
Well, mostly because I want to see the super suit.
Mm-hmm.
Where is my super suit? I want to see the super suit back.
Summon
I want to see Moon Knight.
I want to see the Moon Knight.
I want to see either Mr. Knight or Moon Knight come back.
Let me explain Dr. Emmett really quickly.
Okay.
Dr. Emmett is the doctor in the Lemire run in the mental hospital.
Okay.
Who is, of course, Emmett in disguise. But then another writer takes over the comic and makes Dr. Emmett a real thing, and I don't
see, that ruins the whole.
I know. Comics are frustrating sometimes.
Okay, so are we to believe that Harrow is Emmett at that point?
No.
Oh, okay. So
I think it's just an homage. I think it's an homage to the comic.
Gotcha. Okay, I didn't know if they were necessarily doing that. And since we're jumping around,
I know. Sorry.
The figure that Steven looks at really, to me, looked like Apocalypse. Like they were making fun of Apocalypse or something.
Which figure?
The little figure that he looks at, the little 3 3/4 inch figure.
Oh, that was Moon Knight.
I know, but it looked like he had a weird helmet on. So I was like, is that
it was just something they threw together for the show?
Yeah, I was like, that makes me think of Apocalypse, which would be hilarious if that's what they were going for. But I don't,
especially with the Egyptian.
He is Egyptian. He's Egyptian.
I'm telling you, and he is MCU. So
no, he's not.
Well, he's I'm sorry, he's Marvel, and so they could bring Apocalypse back. I mean, he's an Egyptian guy.
Oh yeah, and you see like him looking at Apocalypse, and they're looking like, wait a minute.
We're gonna do the Maverick scene with
yes, exactly.
Donald Glover and Mel Gibson.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That'd be awesome. A lot did happen. A lot of really cool. Like Steven really knows his stuff when it comes to Egyptology.
Steven is very smart. And I wouldn't say Mark is dumb, but Steven has a lot of knowledge on Egyptian mythology. And it's good to give him something like that so that he is actually useful when he's out in the body. Right. Instead of just being the
playboy.
Well, and in the comics, he's just the playboy. Sure, yeah.
Wait, who was in the third sarcophagus?
We're getting there, Jacob.
Yeah, we saw this red sarcophagus that was shaking at the end of the episode.
So we saw that.
Oh, I missed that.
You did?
Oh no!
Wait! Are you talking about the one that Steven came out of?
No. After that, there was another one.
After that, there was one, and then there was a voice saying, "Let me out!"
Yeah.
Let me out!
Yeah. I mean, the camera was on it.
Michael, you missed that? That's big, dude.
Was that before? What's her face showed up?
It was after. No,
the hippo god.
No,
it was right before that.
It was before the hippo god. Yeah,
right before the hippo god. They kind of look for a minute and then they just keep moving. They're just like, we're not going to.
Jacob, it is likely Jake, but I also watched an interview with Oscar Isaac that just came out where he did say that they are hinting at a third identity right now. So,
I'm sure.
And I would imagine that's Jake.
Okay.
But we jumped way ahead.
What's up, Nick?
Yes.
Don't let Jacob drive this. Don't let him.
I know.
Push us to the end of the episode.
No. That's fine. No. I mean, we were jumping all over the place, anyways. But
we're
not jumping to comics that you guys haven't even read and have no idea what I'm talking about.
Exactly. So the Egypt stuff where they were kind of like going through the tomb, or going through, the. I don't know what you call it, just the ruins of whatever building they were in, finding all the cool stuff.
Or a tomb.
Yeah, a temple or a tomb. Some crazy ritual stuff going on in there, like the snake hand and the just really gross stuff.
And she gets pulled back into
the undead kind of witch doctors or whatever they were.
Priests, they're priests, aren't they? Or
what they are? Yeah.
Or those
I thought they were supposed to be mummies.
Well, they are mummified.
Yeah.
No, Jacob, we weren't jumping around.
Called them something, and I cannot remember what it is now.
Oh, they did call them something?
Yeah. Didn't you read the thing at the bottom?
No.
That's your second.
It didn't. No, it never even. What's funny about that?
It said.
Yes, exactly, Nick. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. That we just love
the
whole
Raiders vibes are awesome.
Raiders vibe of
this episode, especially out of
this was a great episode.
Yeah,
the yeah, when the closed captioning,
the Guardians to fight off evil spirits. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That's fair.
Well, they were.
Sorry, I've been reading a lot of Moon Knight comics, and in those temples and tombs, there's a lot of witch and sorcerer, Egyptian people, blah blah blah. Anyway,
so I guess they were thinking that Layla and Steven were evil spirits then?
Well, I think they're really supposed to ward off anyone. I don't think you're supposed to disturb the tombs.
Keep people out of the tomb.
Keep people out of the tomb.
So, I mean, if you're there, you're there to steal something, likely. I mean, they were there to steal something.
I don't remember how this happened, but Steven somehow just says, "I'm going off," and he breaks away and climbs through a thing.
Well, yeah, he just was like, maybe there's another way out because he didn't want to follow the trail of blood.
Yes,
that's it. So he gets out,
and Steven actually finds the thing faster. So
yeah,
and there's Alexander the Great's tomb somehow, but it looks Egyptian. But this is the tomb of Alexander the Great.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then he knows to reach into its mouth. I was like looking at the thing on his neck, and he's like, but I guess he knew how they stored stuff.
Yeah, I think.
But he just leaves her. I'm like, well, okay.
Well, that's so we can get the manipulation scene.
Exactly. That's so we can get Layla and
Harrow shows up
coming
and starts the whole thing, and he
reveals everything.
He knows about who killed her father.
Yeah,
and that Mark was at, was present for the killing of her father, trying to hint that Mark did it.
Yeah,
and again manipulating.
But he didn't go that far.
No, he didn't, because that would be a lie.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's manipulating her.
Yeah.
Which is what he's been doing this whole show.
Amit was the breath, so it'd be in his mouth.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, because they drew that particular hieroglyph that represented the 6 senses, I guess. And so yeah, that's cool. We haven't seen Amit yet, like portrayed in any way, really.
No.
And I think we do. I thought that they did cast an actress to portray her.
I know you saw it on IMDb, but I
did see it on IMDb.
I have no.
We cannot.
I follow news that sometimes shouldn't be out, and I have no clue if there's a person that's been cast.
Interesting.
For Amit. So.
Or at the very least, maybe that's like the voice, because it's probably going to be a CG character, just like Khonshu is, and so maybe that's the voice actress that is doing.
Amit has an alligator head, is my understanding. So
right, and I'm sure that's how they will portray her.
I would imagine Amit is in this. Probably towards the end.
It has to be part of. Yeah, it has to be part of.
There's only 2 more episodes, so
yeah, it has to be part of the penultimate or the finale. I mean, there's going to be some big crazy stuff happen. I mean, they have just gotten started with the craziness. I mean,
correct.
I think it's going to be insanely awesome.
Wait till Gore the God Butcher shows up, and Mephisto.
Mephisto. Yeah,
Gore the God Butcher.
He did actually fight Mephisto, sort of.
Oh,
in an Avengers arc called Age of Khonshu, where he steals all the Avengers' powers so he can go defeat Mephisto.
Khonshu does.
So Mark is being told by Khonshu to do this.
I see.
Because they see the horrors that Mephisto will bring to the world. And then Khonshu basically ends up enslaving the world, and then Mark has to fight anyway.
Yeah.
It's the first time that Khonshu's actually been seen by other people.
It's another crazy Moon Knight episode.
It's another crazy Moon Knight, exactly.
Here's the thing as I've been reading Moon Knight in the comics, it's very clear to me that there is no status quo for this character. And I feel really bad, because there are some really great runs that have great ideas, and then the next writer will just go, I'm ditching that. I'm doing my own thing.
This is going to really suck.
Oh, so it's like Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the parallel that I'm feeling from that.
I see the Star Wars reference. Very good.
That's the parallel.
I'm not saying anything.
That's probably for the best.
Hey, BB-8. Hey, buddy. Oh, sorry. I'm doing my
your Poe Dameron.
Poe Dameron. Did I say Dameron Poe earlier? What did I say?
I don't know. You said Poe. You said Poe Dameron. Yeah, exactly. I loved gosh, we don't want to go too far, but Harrow gets the best.
We can go far.
Well, Harrow gets the best of Steven, I'm sorry, Mark in this case, and shoots him dead, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's yes.
Surprised that he just pulls that gun out and just
right. We do get the whole backstory, and Layla obviously confronts Mark. That's kind of like when Mark comes back.
This is an important moment in the episode.
Steven is overwhelmed. Mark comes back.
Steven willingly gives him the body at that point.
Yeah, at that point,
give me the body.
It's probably the best idea for him to do.
Aren't they coming through or breaking through or something? I can't remember, but
yeah, I don't think they have a lot of time. I don't think they're breaking through yet, but they know that this is a time-sensitive mission.
Right. Yeah. So we do get a pretty intense scene between Layla and Mark, where Mark is pretty much telling her the whole story. Like he was there.
Yes.
He was shot. Yeah, his colleague did it.
Bushman.
He
didn't say that.
He didn't say that.
No, but I don't think they're going to go there.
But it is Bush. It is Raoul Bushman. If
Raoul Bushman. Oh,
yeah, well, that's his name.
Bushman.
Yeah.
So he's not Australian then? I don't know.
Hey, well, I don't know.
He could be.
He's Aboriginal.
I have read the writer of the show, the head writer of the show's tweets, and he has said that Bushman is not in the show. That they explicitly avoided Bushman because they wanted to kind of create their own villain for the show.
And they need to have a season 2.
And
Bushman comes and
I would kind of leave it a mystery.
Yeah, I hope Bushman does come up in some way at some point, but they said he's at least not in the main stuff of the show. So
yeah, I mean, because you would think that once Layla finds out who it is, she would want to follow that thread, and we would see for revenge purposes.
Well, it's interesting because Bushman is both origins that I've read that are basically the same but a little bit different are that Layla is present for her father's death. And that Mark, at that point, that's the point that Mark flips on Bushman and says, whoa, what we're doing is not correct.
Okay.
This isn't right. You know, he's a mercenary, and
why are we killing archaeologists?
He'll bend laws a little bit, but he's not trying to kill innocent people.
So they played it a little bit differently in the series.
So in this, she didn't get to witness the murder. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She wasn't around. And I'm kind of with her that it's a bit creepy that Mark sought her out to have a relationship with her.
It is different than the comics, where the comics they formed this bond because of the
the death. Yeah. That's a little creeper. Like, I witnessed your dad die, and although he was he should have died also, but Khonshu resurrected him.
I think it's heavy guilt. I think it's
sure. Yeah. No,
I think it's a guy who's super guilty about being a part of this group that killed her father, and he wants to tell her that he knows what happened to her father, but obviously he doesn't have the courage to, I guess, as Mark.
Yeah, and we hear for really the second episode in a row, someone referenced the fact. Well, I mean, Mark referenced it last episode, but Harrow referenced it this episode, how much pain Mark is in. Not necessarily physical, but emotional pain, and this has got to be part of it.
Coach has a good point.
Well, let's see what Coach said here. I missed that.
Pretty good.
Yes.
In the comics,
or was he?
Well, Earl, I don't know, but I think that's reality. But in the comics, and
he was shot
probably
good too.
In this show, yes, he was shot good and resurrected. Dead, yes, in fact, died and was resurrected. Or was he? That's always been maybe he never did die, and it's all been in his head and blah blah blah. But
I mean, the first time, at least, what he's kind of referencing in this particular episode is that Khonshu saved him.
Yes.
And so now, I mean, since we're talking about
Khonshu resurrected him to become his avatar.
Yeah.
Yes. In the first one.
So in this episode, in the insane asylum or whatever that place is,
all of a sudden we wake up and there he is.
Yeah, I mean, you see Ta'aret at the very end. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Yeah. The goddess. And the sole purpose of this particular goddess is to usher people that are dead back to life, or back to, that's part of the Egyptian history of that goddess.
Here's the thing about Moon Knight is he's at least nowadays, he's a very, very supernatural character. So getting shot and killed, I think, is a little bit different for him than it would be for some of your more grounded characters.
Yeah.
You can like that or you can't, or you can not like that. I just think that's kind of going to be the case.
Whatever.
Did you say insane asylum, Michael?
I did, no. And I don't care.
Oh, Michael.
I don't care. I mean,
we don't use that word here.
I'm sorry.
Did they use asylum in the I think they might just use hospital.
Well, that's because the comic was in the 80s, so yeah.
No. The comic I'm referencing is the Lemire run from 2016.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about the.
They use Arkham Asylum. Am I still canceled? No, you're right. It's more of a mental hospital. That's correct.
In the 80s comic, he calls himself a schizo, and
yeah, you can't use those terms anymore.
Yeah, I don't think that would be.
Yeah,
that would go
not inappropriate apparently.
Yeah,
it's all right. So he wakes up, and I love how Harrow is like the psychiatrist, and I just like how he's playing that whole role.
I like his mustache.
Yes. But he's still got the shoes on, so that's interesting. And you can see in the mirror that he's still got some kind of sandals on. We don't know if he's got glass in them.
Well, I think this is all a projection of Mark's brain.
Yes.
In a sense.
The brain is still alive.
I have not. Yeah. Well, possibly. Probably not for long, though.
Yes. Arkham Psychological Health Recovery Facility.
Yeah. Yes. Because everyone in the facility and a lot of the stuff we're seeing in the facility are all things that can only come from Mark's brain.
That's true.
Oh, totally.
A bunch of the people in the background are actors we've seen before.
Yeah.
I think even Crawley is maybe the guy calling out the numbers.
Yes, he is. Yeah. It's the actor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Layla's there.
One of the cops is one of the nurses, I think. That is kind of
actually both of the cops are, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
And that's from the comic.
I was about to say they remind me of the two.
They become the dogs or the.
They reminds me of the two jackal nurses from the comics at the mental hospital in the comics.
Expect them to turn into jackals.
Yeah,
at some point.
That would make sense.
Okay.
We don't have a Dr. Emmett necessarily, but that's kind of Harrow in that sense.
They went with Harrow. Yeah.
A doctor who has a lot of Egyptian stuff around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you think that we'll get? So in the penultimate episode, do you think we'll be in this facility for most of the episode?
That's a good question.
Is that going to be a quick resolution?
I don't think it's going to be a quick resolution because we've got a bunch of footage from the trailers that has not come. Now, sometimes they can put stuff in trailers that have been cut out of stuff, episodes and movies and stuff like that. But there is footage in the trailers from the hospital that has not been played yet on the show.
Yeah.
So I think there's probably a decent chunk of this next episode still in the hospital, but I do think it'll be resolved by the end of the episode.
He's going to get out of the hospital.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Out of this, he's going to come back to life.
That's probably the cliffhanger: is him getting out of the hospital and then knowing what he has to do.
Could Khonshu be in the red sarcophagus?
Ooh, yeah.
Like he was saying, "Let me out." I don't think so. I think it's still there's a third character.
He definitely has a third personality.
Yeah.
Obviously in the comics he does. But I do like that Khonshu.
I do like that Khonshu thing because the Khonshu specifically said to Layla,
to get back to him.
Make sure to tell Mark to rescue me. So that's interesting. I like that. Obviously Layla's going to be captured now. Harrow's going to capture Layla. I mean,
we're going to have things going on in two different planes. I wonder if we'll even jump back to the real world before we get out of the facility. That's interesting.
Right. Yeah, that'll. So the final resurrection of Amit hasn't really happened yet, though, has it?
No.
I mean, we haven't really witnessed that, so that could also happen in this next episode.
That piece.
Yes, and now that he has it.
From Alexander the Great, right?
Alexander the Great. Yeah, this is Macedonian.
Nick's right. That is the most important.
That's right.
Khonshu is not Mephisto. In fact,
he's Ralph Boner.
He hates Mephisto so much he literally enslaved the world to try to defeat Mephisto.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mephisto, the thing that Kevin Feige is loving right now is this whole Mephisto thing. Yeah. Because when he finally shows up, people are going to love it so much.
The more I read about Mephisto, the more and more I'm just like, please, we don't need that in the MCU.
I mean, we got Star Fox and Pip the Troll.
I know, but he's like
Star Fox. Is Star Fox?
Yeah, it's Star Fox.
He's a literal never-ending terror. Literally, Khonshu kills like 500 of them, and then he continues to just come. He's got a pile of Mephistos on the side that he's killed. It's ridiculous. Please no. At least make him a bit grounded.
They're going to. Mephisto will have to be because of WandaVision. Mephisto will have to be in this in the MCU at some point.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. There's fervor for it, but kind of ironic fervor.
Lots of fervor.
Very ironic fervor. But I mean, and that's why I alluded to the fact that Feige's loving it because he'll get to play around with that for a while, and bring that character in a fun way. Hopefully, I'm trying to think of anything else that we need to cover. We covered a lot of ground.
So we don't know what happened to Layla because she's
captured. She's obviously captured.
She's captured, but I mean, there's still the cliffhanger of that
army there, basically.
Yeah,
and also she's probably still not real happy with Mark, even though Mark's been shot.
I'm sorry. I have to interject here. I like Layla. Layla's a good character.
Yes, Layla is a good character.
She's a good character, and Kalamawe is.
I'm trying to redeem myself here, Mikey.
I understand.
She's basically Marlene from the comics, and people will probably get mad at me for saying that because Marlene can sometimes be a damsel in distress, but she also kicks a lot of butt and knows a lot of martial arts and stuff like that. I think they're doing a good job of basically making Marlene Egyptian.
Jacob, you put it in the chat, so I'm putting it out for everyone to see.
See, I'm not Jacob. No, I actually do like, and I think the actress who I don't think she's had I haven't looked at her IMDb, but I can't imagine she's been in a ton of stuff.
She's been in a ton.
She's doing good.
She's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, I think
I didn't buy into her at the very beginning, but now I'm all in for her.
Yeah. She did a lot of good stuff in this episode. Yeah,
I want to put her in one of my pretentious films.
Oh, okay. So she's almost like Jessie Buckley level for you then.
Well, we're getting there.
We're getting there. Okay.
I was about to say Jessie Buckley's like way up there. Come on.
Oscar nominated Jessie Buckley. I mean, she
put her in a Kaufman film.
That'd be good. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot to resolve, obviously, still. The end game to me is going to be interesting though. Like, how are they going to resolve this Ammit thing? Like, once Ammit is resurrected, what the heck can they do to resolve that? I mean,
you feel like the Ennead is got to get involved at that point.
And the Ennead is all.
You know what? So once Ammit gets, sorry, I'm going to say this really quickly. Once Ammit gets resurrected, I feel like the Ennead may at that point go, "Oh crap, Khonshu was right. Resurrect Khonshu."
Yeah,
and that may
that's a good
part
point.
Of the resolution.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So at the very, very beginning of this whole episode, there was a scene with the one guy who I think is maybe Horus, who's in the suit.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the avatars for one of the Egyptian gods, and he's got Khonshu. He picks him up, and he says something at the very beginning, and I don't know if you guys remember that scene, but it almost sounded like he was doing something sinister too. And I may have to go back and watch it because there's a really, you know what I'm talking about? No,
at the beginning of this episode.
At the beginning of this episode, one of the avatars, I think it's Horus. He goes and picks up that statue of Khonshu.
Yeah.
And he's taken it to put it in the thing, but it almost seemed like some of the other gods were imprisoning, like the leader gods were imprisoning some of these other gods because there was a lot of statues there.
Yeah, there were a lot of statues there, and that's what, and I agree with you that I think that there is something to that because that looks like the prison of these certain gods.
Yeah, so I didn't know, they made him look almost kind of sinister. Now maybe it's just these are gods who've misbehaved.
Yeah,
and we're just putting them in the the thing. I don't know.
Let me tell you, in the comics, Khonshu's misbehaved enough that
he's never coming back.
Nobody's ever putting him in a prison like that. So
they should just like break the statue and move on.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be a funny scene if like Steven picked it up. Oh, look, oh no. Wait, I dropped him. Oh well.
Dude, Roth, there's a lot of Egyptian gods.
I was about to say,
There's so many to even
beyond the Ennead, I guess.
There's 100. There's hundreds, isn't there? I mean, thinking
it's not Hindu.
I'm not in Egyptian mythology.
I have a doctorate in Egyptology.
yes, Dr. Earl.
Whoops. I am not an Egypt mythology expert, but I mean, I've done Greek and Roman and
hey, right Siri. Now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now I'm studying a lot of Native American art, and oh my goodness, the amount of gods that you can find all across.
That's what I'm thinking. At the very least, I think there's a lot. I mean, even maybe not like gods to the level where they're like worshiping them all the time.
Yeah,
but
well, here you go. There are over 2,000 deities.
Yeah, yeah.
Egyptian pantheon.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So there you go.
2,000.
Dr. Earl Tutankhamun.
King Tut.
Yeah,
exactly.
The revive.
There you go. See, Roth over 1,400. Exactly. 1,400, 2,000, whatever.
Close Still enough. A lot.
Still a lot.
It's more than the 9. Ennead.
More than the Ennead. Yeah, exactly. Yes. I mean, which they're supposedly the overseers, I guess, of all the gods, or what exactly is there?
It almost seems like the Zeuses and the Poseidons.
They're almost like the Illuminati.
Supreme Court. They're the Supreme Court of
They're the Egyptian Illuminati.
The Egyptian Illuminati. Okay.
Oh, here we go. Which Illuminati of the ancient Egyptian gods were the most important? 9 gods. Let's see. Had a vast collections of gods. They're the 9 gods, which I guess is the Ennead.
The Ennead, yeah.
And I could read them, but we let's not do that.
Why not? It's important stuff.
Khonshu is a part of the Ennead in real life, is he?
Well, this is weird because these are not the gods I was thinking of. Atum Ra, Tough Nut.
Well,
Nut.
The first one you said is Ra.
Ra.
I mean, his name is Atum Ra, but yeah, it's Ra.
Of course, Nephthys, Anubis, Horus, Osiris, Isis, Geb.
Isis.
Yeah, like the TV show. That was before your time.
I was thinking something else.
Is Khonshu actually a part of the Ennead in real life? I have no idea. Because I know he is. The Marvel Comics mythology is different from actual mythology.
Sure.
I mean, Thor and Loki are not really brothers in the.
I don't really see anybody. Well, maybe Set is supposed to be Khonshu. Let me see something here. I don't know.
Set is definitely a different character in the Marvel Comics.
So Set is in Marvel Comics, though.
Dude,
I mean,
yeah.
They were all involved in a lot of that Lemire stuff, I think. So
interesting.
Anyway, I don't know about all this.
That's craziness. So you're saying that you're not a doctor of
Tough Nut.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly.
There's one character called Tough Nut. I was like, what? I didn't see the Taroret or whatever her name was.
No, and that's the hippo.
Yeah, this was not a very good list. I don't think this was a good.
Well, she's not one of the 9. She's not one of the 9 anyways.
Yeah, I don't think she is.
No.
But
she's not.
Even if she is in the show, again, Marvel has different mythology than real life. And they're basing their mythology off of real life mythology, but it's not 100% correct.
Yeah.
It's about to blow. Yes.
Yeah, big time. Ooh, I would love Hercules, like the Marvel version of Hercules, to show up.
I have seen swirlings about a year or so ago that they were trying to cast a guy for Hercules, but I don't.
I've even heard Henry Cavill possibly, but
no, he needs to be Captain Britain. He does not need to be Hercules.
I would love for him to be Captain Britain, but I feel like they're just going to make
Tate Donovan. Dude, Tate Donovan's like 60 years old. What are you talking about?
Tate Donovan.
That's such a random pull, Roth. Tate Donovan. He's a good actor, but man, the dude's like in his. He's probably in his 50s. I don't think he might be 60 now. I don't know. He's been around a minute.
Need a muscly guy.
Yeah, they need
some muscles.
Oh, you know who they need?
Alexander
Vin Diesel as Hercules.
No.
The family.
The family.
I'm very glad to report that he has not gotten another role in the MCU besides Groot.
Dude, he so wanted to be Black Bolt.
Yes, he did. I was not going to mention that on air, but yes, he did.
He really wanted to be Black Bolt.
No, we don't want that.
But
well, you don't speak, so
I'm very happy to report that he will not be Black Bolt.
I'm happy to report that Anson Mount is going to be Black Bolt in the MCU.
I didn't think we were going to talk about
that. Oh, my bad. My bad.
Wait, spoiler alert. What?
Well, he is already Black Bolt.
He's
already Black Bolt in the MCU. Earl, there was
nothing
else
in the MCU.
I
didn't say MCU, but
I watched the
spoiler alert, sorry.
Oh no, I watched the
do you guys not know who the Illuminati are? I mean, he's part of the Black Bolt is like a major character.
All right, guys.
We're getting off track here.
Oh, my bad. Well, we're done.
The media may or may not have seen a chunk of Doctor Strange recently.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, CinemaCon was they're going to see another chunk. But when Marvel does when Disney does or does Disney do CinemaCon?
Disney's doing it tomorrow, I think.
Tomorrow. So yeah, there's going to be
there's going to be some trailers dropped.
Dude, they're going to get to see probably stuff from Wakanda Forever.
They're probably going to see Avatar.
They'll probably see stuff from Avatar.
The fabled Avatar too.
Mm-hmm. They could even see scenes from Marvels.
It's going to blow our minds.
The Marvels. Wow. The Marvels.
Let's not go that far.
They could. We
still got to go through Miss Marvel before we.
I think they're going to save some of that stuff for. I mean, they got D23 and I know they will be at San Diego. They'll be at San Diego.
Got to get those cinema guys hyped up though.
The Marvels.
The
Marvels. Yeah, Vin Diesel's announcing the titles.
The Marvels.
And now we've got Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, he's in that, so that'd be funny if he shows up. Because they're
only ready for Fast 10.
Fast X.
I am.
We don't have a director yet.
Dude, that is a cluster.
I'm just going to pick up the camera and start shooting.
Wait, I know. Fast 10 doesn't have a director yet?
Juan left.
Justin Lin just
left. Justin Lin. Not
and Juan has said behind the scenes that he would never come back. So
okay, so they're going to have to get some like David Leitch or something, some guy that'll play ball with the studio. Because he just did Bullet Train, didn't he?
Yes, I think they want a yes man for Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel wants a yes man, but that's
of course he does. Of course he does. Like I'm trying to think of like who Universal uses as those like guys.
Christopher Nolan.
No.
They did just get him.
But
they're gonna give a new director a chance. And I think
a new guy.
Maybe even somebody who's been in the cast. And I think the best director would be Tyrese Gibson. Bring him in, give him a shot, let him get his director street cred.
You know what?
Either that or Ludacris. We'll get
Luda.
Luda.
I think we got to give Lucas Black the role. You know, he showed up in the last one.
It's the director. Yeah. Why not?
Oh man, Lucas Black. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anybody. I mean, now Vin Diesel has directed some short films, so he might try and do it. He might try to finish this. Would that not be poetic? Having Vin Diesel
it would probably be chaotic in a cluster.
Well, I mean, thank God this is the last one. That's all I'm saying.
The last of a two-parter.
Oh no, they're doing that.
Yes.
What is it going to be like? Fast X squared is going to be the last one. Like they'll have the two, like the Alien 3.
Yeah.
For right now, it's called a part 2, but we'll see. Apparently, we don't do that in Hollywood anymore. It's all got to have its own name now.
Fasten your twos.
It'll be unfasten your seatbelt.
Just call it Fast 11 at that point. I mean,
yeah, I don't know why they. Yeah, exactly. Yes, I do. Now I want that to happen. Like I want Vin Diesel direct the last 2 movies.
Can we just talk about how great Avatar 2 is going to be?
Oh my gosh.
It's going to blow our minds. We're not going to be able to come out of our...
I am telling you right now that the cinema distributor people that are going to get to see scenes from that are going to talk that movie up so much. Because this will be like the return of 3D.
We're back to Pandora, man.
The small indie film Avatar 2 going up against the giant Shazam 2 the same weekend.
That's a bad idea. Warner Brothers needs to probably rethink that. I mean,
indie film.
Yeah,
they probably need to.
It's going to get crushed by Shazam, obviously.
Dude, I don't know.
That would be awesome. Actually,
I feel bad for Shazam because I think Shazam 2 is probably going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, from the scene that they described, that they showed today, it does sound like it's going to be a fun movie.
Like this is basically devolved into the Newscast movie show.
Oh, it's okay. Now, actually, we don't talk news that much, and
I know.
I mean, this is
fresh news too.
Yeah, this is fresh.
There have been no credit scenes, right? So far,
no. I watched specifically this episode, but no.
I didn't go all the way. I didn't go the distance. This time,
no, so far there has not been an end credit scene in any of the episodes. And I have not checked the updated QR code to see if they have a new issue of Random Comic in there just yet. I don't know. They've done 4 in a row though, hadn't they? No, they did 3 in a row.
They did 3 in a row where they updated the code, but there was no code in the 3rd episode.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Was that at the end of the whole thing? You have to watch all the way to the end or something?
No. So the 3rd episode didn't even have a QR code, but they went ahead and updated the website to a different comic book anyways.
Oh, okay.
So you could have access to another issue of the same.
So. I think the QR code might. Well, some people are saying it's not working anymore. Some people are saying it's still working. So I don't know.
Only Khonshu knows.
Yeah. Khonshu is breaking people's brains.
Khonshu is breaking people's brains. I've got nothing else, guys. I mean, this was a really fun episode. I had a blast with it, and I expect the penultimate and the finale to be fantastic.
I have something to say.
Please do.
We have discussed in the past, Jake Lockley is the 3rd identity.
Yes.
In the comics. And we talked about his violent nature in terms of the comics in the 80s.
Very well.
Not a violent character.
Oh.
But as I was reading the Warren Ellis run and the Jeff Lemire stuff, especially the Warren Ellis stuff in 2014, Jake Lockley is a much more violent identity in some of the modern Moon Knight stuff than some of the other identities.
He was just the informant before, but okay, so he's more violent in these runs.
Yikes!
Yeah, and these are the runs that the show is based off of, actually.
So that makes me a bit nervous because he seems to be, at least in this show, if that character that we saw in the 3rd episode, or we didn't see, but we saw the results of.
We saw the knife and the
Yeah, if that is Jake, then he is a bit more powerful than Mark and Steven, so much so that Mark and Steven don't recognize like what happened.
He's a bit more
when he's in control.
He's a bit more able to kill people. I'm just saying, I don't know that he's more powerful. I don't think any of the identities have powers themselves other than through Khonshu.
No, I guess what I mean, like from a dissociative disorder standpoint, there's sometimes when a personality is so aggressive,
like Split,
that it can push down like the other personalities from coming back often.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make any of the identities totally horrible.
Yeah,
because there will be complaints about that.
Well, no, there would be. I mean, but there's complaints about freaking breathing. So I mean, I mean,
but the thing is, I mean, in the comics, Jake Lockley is more violent, but he's not a bad guy in that sense. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I do.
He takes the baddies out.
He just seems like he's an aggressive personality.
The guy he was really violent with was he felt like he had to be really violent with them, and make your own conclusions from that. But
I don't see, but
evil begets evil, Garrison.
To me, though, it kind of waters down Mark's character because he's just kind of this.
I get what you're saying. Mark was the mercenary,
Right. So he seems like he would be the one being like more ruthless and
I
more
think that they're setting
aggressive.
like for me at least, and I don't know about you guys, but for me at least, I'm more empathetic to the Mark character because of episode 3 and 4, just how much they're making us feel like he does have a lot of emotional issues, that particular personality or whatever.
That's fair.
I don't know what they're going to do with Jake in the show, but Mark does have morality in the comics. Even if he's the scary identity that they don't want in the front, he's the mercenary essentially in the 80s comics.
Yeah.
He does have morality simply because of that Bushman incident. We see that he hangs around. We see that Frenchie and Bushman are both in the group together.
We need some Frenchie. That's what we need.
No, I'm bummed he's not in the show so far.
Frenchie is the guy he gravitates around during that time, and it's really Frenchie's morality that I think kind of pulls Mark in the direction of turning on Bushman.
Maybe because the character's name is Frenchie that he's not in the show.
He was on the phone. He was on the phone.
Jean-Paul Duchamp.
Well, that's
Duchamp. We saw his name on the phone.
That's true. That's true. That could have been just an Easter egg for the comic fans, though.
I had one more thing, and now I lost it.
Sadly,
something that was eating at me, but oh well.
Yeah, basically his cast: Frenchie, Gina, Crawley. Almost none of those guys have shown up in the show besides Crawley.
Yeah, Crawley,
and we don't even technically know that Crawley's in the show.
Yeah. Speaking of Bushman, Aussie Nate's here now.
The writer made an interesting point.
Good day, Nate.
He took that supporting cast out of the show to make Mark alone in this show specifically.
Right.
And I thought that was interesting because even if you read the later comics, he is also alone in those comics. Marlene is not married to him. Frenchie has moved on and is retired. Gina is off somewhere else.
I'm Frenchie.
Now, who was Gina?
Crawley kind of. Gina runs a diner. She's where he goes to meet with Crawley and get information.
She's like Dexter.
She also has information, and she has 2 sons that work as kind of sidekicks sometimes.
Obi-Wan. Wait, that's not right.
Is that Dexter Jetster?
Yeah, that's not right though at all.
I didn't know which Dexter you meant at first, and I was like, "Are you talking about the series?" No, I wouldn't really say that.
I'm talking about the. She's at a diner.
Yes, I got it now.
Oh yeah, Nate loves all your accents, Earl.
Does he want more Australian accents? Because that might be insulting.
Doesn't. He really doesn't.
Yeah,
because it's more of an insult than.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
He wants a Maori accent.
Oh gosh, that'd be a tough one to pull off. That'd be difficult.
Okay, Earl. That's
the Maori. That's the Maori when they do their war dance. Don't you know?
Okay. This is obviously means we'd probably need to wrap it up at this point.
They do those faces. They come at you.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I'll go back to hello, Mary Poppins. I'll go back and do the great Dick Van Dyke trying to do British accents.
Lin-Manuel Miranda trying to do Dick Van Dyke.
Trying to do
that's
British
like
accent.
A very specific impression.
Yeah.
This is Lin-Manuel Miranda trying to do. Yeah. Oh, he likes old timey Earl. That's what he likes.
The old timey Earl. What's the old
from the front lines? Earl from the front. Remember, Aussie Nate's a CTI listener, so he knows
you mean when I did the 1940s radio
1940s radio announcer Earl. That's what he
got those like square mics. Yeah.
Here we are watching the Egyptian gods. Yes, that was the.
So, do we know who directs these last 2 episodes? Is it Moorhead and Benson?
It's Diab.
Oh, the last 2 are Diab.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be good.
Benson and Moorhead only did episodes 2 and 4.
He's done really well, I think.
I agree.
Benson and Moorhead.
But I do think Benson and Moorhead kind of showed him up, and that may be a little bit of the script as well. But in this episode.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of intense moments in this episode, and a lot of really good backstory and dialogue that they conveyed to the audience that was really good. I mean, so.
Oh, I know what I wanted to ask. Remember the very first episode when we first saw the Moon Knight suit?
Okay.
And he was just wailing on that creature.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Was that Mark? Because it looked like he killed that creature like hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Was that? Do we think that was Mark, or do we think that was the third personality?
That was Jake.
I think it was Moon Knight. and
that's another personality.
Moon Knight is technically a separate personality.
Oh,
just as Mr. Knight is.
But if we're going by the rules of the show, Mark seems to explicitly
control the Moon Knight character.
Yes, he seems to explicitly control Moon Knight. Steven seems to explicitly control Mr. Knight, and there have been some other Moon Knight costumes. I wouldn't be surprised if Jake had his own thing. In fact, when Jake is wielding the Moon Knight costume, specifically in the comics, when he breaks a guy's bones and stuff like that, he kind of does it without a hood, and it's got this mask on his face. I'd have to send it to Mikey or something.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we will be back. As far as I know, what's next week? Let me look at my calendar. Yes, we will be back next Tuesday, May the 3rd, to talk about the penultimate. Well, yeah, I mean, I will be here. I don't know if anybody else will be, but I will be here on Tuesday, May the 3rd, to talk about the penultimate episode of.
Why would we not?
Moon Knight.
Well, I got a bunch of finals next week.
Yeah, dude. It's next week's rough. We might get a pitch hitter or something to give you a night off. What is this?
We may find a real Egyptologist.
Is Jake shot and floating dead in the water also? All the personalities are dead.
Yes.
That's why he wanted out of the sarcophagus.
Yeah, he was there in the sarcophagus.
That's him at the very end, which for some reason...
Khonshu will bring them all back.
Khonshu will resurrect everyone.
Or maybe Khonshu says, now I can go get May.
Get Layla. Ooh.
Layla. I keep calling her by the actors.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
I don't think he'd do that.
Nah.
You don't think he'd do that?
That's not part of the story.
Well, even if Ryfin is not able to make it next Tuesday, Dr. Earl and I will be here, maybe with
fumbling around with no facts.
Maybe with a third personality. Dr. Earl and I and a third personality that is not Garrison might be here.
It might be that personality may still be in a red sarcophagus.
That's right.
That would be powerful. Yes.
Ooh, Jacob. Did you see? Yeah. See,
this
is why
that.
you
I
need
saw
to.
that, Jacob.
Oh, okay.
I gave it a something, but
that's all Earl has time for is just to give it a thumbs up. That's all. He can't talk back and forth.
I could do a deep dive with Jacob on it if we want to.
Dude, Silence is a very good movie. All right, Ryfin's got stuff to do. We need to get out of here. Let Ryfin go.
I got stuff to do.
No,
we all got stuff to do.
No, I don't have anything to do. I'm gonna go watch Better Call Saul probably. Ryfin, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitter at GRyfin3, on Letterboxd at GRyfin. You can find me on the Deucecast Discord, and I don't think it's mine to announce, so I'm not going to, but maybe there's something Thursday that is happening.
Wait, what?
Was I supposed to do something on Thursday?
I may or may not be involved in something on Thursday, so I guess we'll you guys on the Deucecast Discord maybe.
Wait a minute. Even Nate's saying this.
What?
This Thursday.
Free. CT free. Wait, I haven't even
Central Time, dude. Free, everyone. Important stuff.
Did Dave say something about it? I look, I have not been paying attention to anything. Well, just say it. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay,
this is a Deucey's reaction with because he just told me I could say it with.
I didn't know.
Nate and Jacob. So
Deucey's reaction podcast.
Yes.
Well, no, or is it a live chat in the Discord? Is that what they're going to do, or what are they going to do?
I think it's a YouTube podcast.
No way.
Yeah. Deucey's reaction.
My day
We're
job.
so famous that we get
to look into Discord all the time. That is awesome.
Wait, what?
We did not announce this in the Discord. So.
Okay. That is exceptionally fun, and I will instead of watching the 15 things that I need to watch on Thursday, I will be watching that for sure.
And then Friday night, we're doing our reaction to the reaction.
Yes. On Friday, we're going to do our reaction to the reaction.
Then release it Wednesday.
Yeah. Because, I mean, in just a few short hours, not only will you get to watch Moon Knight, but you will get to hear the results of the Deuceys.
No,
or did we already do that?
We did that. That's Michael, catch up.
Dude, I'm telling you, this day job is killing me. Like mentally and physically, I'm like at my lowest point probably.
We know Coda won the Deuceys. We know.
Okay, good. Okay, good. It wasn't La La Land. It was okay.
One of these days, I want Dave to get something wrong, and then you're all celebrating it.
That'd be nice. What are we releasing? What did we just record? Oh, we recorded a Reflections. That's what.
It's our fault. Come on, Michael, bring it in. Bring the brain cells to work.
Dr. Earl cannot be found anywhere but the Deucecast Discord, hanging
out. The pretentious corner.
In the pretentious corner, talking about silence and other very pretentious films. I am on Twitter, the free state of Twitter. I am now back on. I'm unlocked. I'm free again. Well, I had locked.
Were you locked, Michael?
No, I locked
Twitter?
my account down just because it's a long story, dude.
Michael, this is probably not the place to talk about.
I hurt somebody's feelings and I felt bad about it, and so I locked my Twitter. But now that Elon has taken over, I have unlocked my Twitter account and I'm back, and I don't care if I hurt people's feelings anymore.
It's free range, baby.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, we'll be back to talk about the penultimate episode on next Tuesday. And I guess Thursday something's happening on YouTube also that I'm very excited about.
Ducey's reactions.
I'm
terrible.
Feelings are meant to be hurt. That's right.
Jacob, who hurt you?
Look, whoever's doing the Deucecast reaction, use that time to better society. Go out and do something. We're not saying anything.
What could you do? Think about how many people you could save with the 45 minutes of time instead of the 45 billion. Whatever. Who cares?
How much could I have saved with this ball pen? How much could I have saved? Oh wait, sorry. Schindler's List. Too soon. I'm sorry.
This is devolving quickly.
I think I already waste 45 minutes a day enough, so I think I could do. I think
exactly.
You could have read another Moon Knight comic.
I could have read instead of.
Yeah, well, that's probably true.
All right, we're out.
All right, guys. Peace out.
Later.